Today, we're going to answer a question we get all the time. What is link building? Is it valuable? And how do you do it? Coming up next. So back in the dark ages of the internet, when AOL and Netscape and MySpace ran free, link building was one of these things that was really easy to do and everybody talked about it. There really wasn't a lot of rules or restrictions related to link building. So what was it? What is this? It's exactly what you might think, link building links to your website from other sites. This is why during that time you saw forums and directories all over the place. Add your business to this directory, add your business to this forum, add your business to this website, and we'll link back to you. At that point, there weren't really any restrictions or rules related to this, and Google and other search engines ranked you based on the amount, based on the volume of links that you had. Now, Google and everybody else kind of figured out that this was not a good way to do this. This was not a good way to build quality links or understand the quality of a site, because so many people started just doing exactly that. They started blasting their link out on forums, putting it out on every website they could find, all these directories. People were starting directories overnight, putting their links in there, and just hoping that for as many links as they could possibly get, that would help their site rank. And for many years, that's exactly how that worked. Now, this isn't a recent change, but Google and other search engines have realized that was a poor way of doing things. So now what they look for is, are you getting quality links? Now that quality is you can't really define it. Google doesn't really define it, neither does anybody else. What does quality actually mean? Well, it's a ton of these different ranking signals and a bunch of different information and data points that they use to understand whether or not is this link valuable to your website. And they're inferring that value based on the quality of the site that it's coming from, and is this beneficial to a consumer or to a visitor. If they are on website A and they click on the link to your website, they end up at your website, is that valuable? Was that a valuable transaction or a valuable traffic transfer? So these are some different things that they're looking for. Now, is link building worth it? Absolutely. But it's not what it used to be. And that's where we find a lot of people end up getting confused. So let's talk a little bit about the differences in link building and what kind of strategies you should employ. Okay, so the first thing that we need to talk about is getting good high quality links from other websites, right? Again, just going into a bunch of different directories isn't useful, but there are some directories that you should be in. We have a program called Local Listing Ads, and that's a great way to be listed on, I would say, the top 50, top 75 well-respected directories. These directories are powered by Foursquare, which has kind of become not a social network, but more of a location-based information database. You want to be listed in Apple, you want to be listed on Google. Even listings on like YP and YP Local, things like that are valuable because they're respected databases that contain generally related and relevant information. There's also going to be some industry specific to you databases that you'll want to be in, and a quick Google search will help you find those. What you don't need to do is blast out your link on every single website you can think of, put it in your forum signatures or put it in a chat bot or things like that. There's no value there. So what you want to do is make sure that you're in these databases, these high quality databases. Ignore the older ones, ignore the ones that say that you have to pay money to be in them. That's not valuable. Other ways that you can generate good high quality links and linking from other sites is just to produce high quality content that people want to share and they want to link back to you. That's really the whole purpose of this. That was the purpose of the change. That was the purpose of Google saying they need to be quality. And it needs to be quality not just from the site, but it also needs to be quality for the person that is clicking on it and ending up at your website. So by producing high quality, great content, that's a great way to ensure that you are getting good websites are linking back to you. They're sharing it. This is a natural link building process. So a lot of it just boils down to that content. There are some circumstances where it may make sense to partner or to work with another company or another website where they write a blog for you and you post it on there and you write a blog for them. We do things like this with Forbes, BigCommerce, Shopify, some other sites and people that we work with. It's a great way to just share information. And again, it's quality information. Nobody's paying for this. No one's saying, hey, scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. We're just providing great info across different networks, and we're sharing that information, between our sites, which helps to build links. That is a great way if you can partner and work with other people that are in related industries or that may target your same customer but aren't targeting or selling the same thing you're selling. Great way to build some good high quality links. Let's move on to step 2 where we talk about internal linking. Okay, so internal linking is exactly what you might think. It's linking your pages internally. Part of this is just to help the user, the visitor on your site, get from point A to point B with ease. The easier it is for them to get around, the more they stay on the website, the longer they stay, the higher the opportunity for conversion, the higher the opportunity that they're going to find the information they're looking for. So linking in between your pages is very important. On the technical side of this, it's also extremely important to make sure that your pages are linked and you're sharing this information, because Google and other search engines use their spiders or their crawl bots to crawl through your website and identify pages that have changed, pages that have been added, where they are, what the relevance is, looking for keywords, all that kind of fun stuff. So let's say you write a brand new blog and you're referencing something that you spoke of a year ago. You need to link to that blog. Now, because you've got a new page and the search engine recognizes it, the spider finds it, not only do they find that page, but they also see that there is a link to another page. So they go back and they crawl that page again. Now it's got a little bit of age to it. It's been around for a little while. Hopefully you've still been maintaining it, making sure that it's updated, your keywords are where they need to be, it's still high quality. That page now has another opportunity to rank. These are other ways to ensure that your pages are showing up number 1 where they need to. So as you're writing, start thinking about what are some things I've written about in the past? Am I writing about a certain product or a service? Can I link to that product here? Can I link to the service here? Can I link back to my returns and warranties information? Can I link to infographic that I produced? Where can I link to? Don't go overboard and turn every other word into a link, because that will start to look spammy, and that's kind of a black hat technique, which we'll talk about a little later. What you're trying to do is ensure that if somebody is reading this, because you're writing for people, not just for Google, right? If somebody is reading this, if they clicked on that, would it provide additional value? Would it be valuable to them? If you as the consumer were reading a blog and you clicked on it and you went to another page and it was valuable to you, that's the kind of scenario that you want to create. That's the environment that you want to create for users that are reading your blog or your information. So that's internal linking. You're creating this network of interlinked websites so that Google and every other search engine out there, their spider knows what to do, and not just rank the new page, but it can also pull your older and other pages up as well. So last thing we have to talk about is black hat techniques. Now, when we're first talking about black hat, everybody goes, oh, that's the spammy stuff, right? That's things that spammers do and whatnot. Yes, absolutely, that is a huge part of black hat. It's a spam technique. The interesting thing about it is that techniques that worked years ago are now considered black hat, and it seems to be difficult for a lot of businesses and even some agencies to make the change that they need to in order to ensure that they are not doing these black hat techniques. We get emails all the time, spam emails, spam phone calls from people that say, oh, hey, we looked at your website and we did an SEO audit on it, and you are at risk for losing your ranking, or your sites aren't ranking, the pages aren't ranking the way they should, and we offer backlink services, or we offer this service. Let's be honest, if any kind of agency needs to use that kind of marketing to reach you as a consumer, they don't actually know anything about marketing. If they knew anything about marketing, then they would be there when you needed it, not blasting out this spam trying to reach you. So that's one way that a lot of agencies and individuals have not adapted to this new real world of marketing. They're still using an old technique of just blasting out emails to people that don't care, trying to use scare tactics and saying that your website's not ranking. That might be accurate, but I guarantee you they've never even looked at your website. That's not something that they even bothered to do. So keep that in mind. Other black hat techniques is doing that over linking of different individual pages, where you're just linking constantly and linking to all sorts of different pages that don't make sense. Another one is buying links. Now, this is different than using a press release and getting backlinks that way. Using a press release, you're writing notable, newsworthy information, and if other news sources or media stations pick it up and post it and link back to your site, there's value there. trying to buy links or working with, there's some gig websites that say that will sell you backlinks or quality backlinks, link to websites with high Google page rank or high link juice, things like that. That's all a black hat technique. And you may not get caught day one, you may not get caught month one, but when you do, you'll find that your ranking just shuts right down and you're back onto page 9 or even worse. Even if you had somehow gotten up to page 1 by doing some of these techniques, it's not worth the risk. You'll lose all of your ranking, and then it becomes a lot harder to dig yourself out of this hole and get back to the ranking that you were at, that you needed to be at. Instead, you could have spent the time and actually built high quality content, connected with other websites within your industry, shared information freely, created information that is then also shared freely, linked to your site and built your website so that spiders can crawl it effectively. You could have been doing that instead of trying to buy links or work with people that say that we'll build you high quality generated backlinks. That's not how that works. This is a very natural process that happens as you take these steps to build a high quality website and generate high quality content. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you've got other questions or there's other tips that I missed, please be sure to leave them in the comments. If there's anything else you'd like us to cover or other videos that we can produce, let us know. Thanks so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing, and have a great day. Happy marketing.